Hey guys, I just wanted to take a quick minute to create a video kind of showing some of the resources I use for some of my editing stuff to help with transitions and effects and things like that. And it's a resource that I've been using for probably more than a year at this point. And they've got a library of free resources for transitions and effects and glitches and lights and all kinds of stuff to make your presentation, your video presentation, or your vlog, or your review, or whatever it is you're doing, to give it a bit more flavor, or whatever you want to call it, to be able to personalize that a bit more for whatever it is you're doing. And the site that I've been using, where I've been getting my free resources, is called Rampant Design Tools. Like I said, I've been using them for a number of years, or at least a year anyway. So they've got a number of free and paid resources that I use both of. Mostly I use the free stuff, but they recently came out with a kit that I'm excited to try using for my tech reviews and that sort of thing. But I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what's going on with this. I'll have a link to this down in the description below, where you can actually go and download tons and tons and tons of free resources. So if you want to go download that, again, there will be a link in the description down below where you can do that. But if we go over to the website here, and we just kind of scroll down, it says grab your free effects below. It's got some Rampant project files. These are for building like a logo reveal and some transitions, things like that. Those are a bit more advanced in my opinion, but they're there if you want to use them. And then each one of these is broken down into categories, whether it's film and light, animated mats, which are pretty neat for transitions and whatnot. Then they've just got straight up transitions, and they've got a bunch of different stuff in here. I'm a big fan because of the tech stuff that I do. I like to use some of the glitch transitions. Those are pretty neat. Also the flare and light transitions I use quite a bit as well. Let's see, they've got motion graphics, which I don't do much with, but they are there if you want to use them. Distortion kits, visual effects for like guns and smoke and fire, just all kinds of cool stuff in here. And I've actually got a bunch of this stuff already downloaded. If we come into here and take a look, it's 42 different things that I've got downloaded in here. And if I come in here and I do like a right click in properties, it's more than 30 gigabytes worth of files. All of these files are 4K. So if you're working with 1080p files or just standard high def files, you're going to have a lot more as far as options, because you'll be able to expand and contract and move these overlays anywhere over your video to give it a different appearance. So what I've done here, we'll go ahead and minimize this. Here I've got a video of me reviewing actually these headphones, where I'm just going through the general review of, the cosmetics and the performance and all of this stuff that you would expect from a headphone review. But, if we come over to my timeline here, here I am just yammering away, talking about whatever it is I'm talking about here. And then just out of nowhere, it's kind of like, bang, here's this new scene. And that may work in some instances for, again, say product reviews or vlogs or whatever the case may be. But we can actually make this look a lot nicer and give that visual impact for something transitioning from one thing to another really, really easily here. So what I want to do here is actually, I'm gonna stop this for right now. I'm gonna drag this back down, and because this is because of, say, the white and the soft, the cushy feel, I'm thinking some light effects might be kind of neat here. So it's this one that I really think will work well for these. It's a lot of different colors, but mostly there's some white in there that I think will go really, really well with this. I've used this Transition V1 number 88 quite a few times. So I'm familiar with it, and I think I'll just go ahead and drag that into my timeline here, and I'll get this out of my way. And then what I want to do is actually kind of drag this so that I got a bit, I'm kind of tightened in there a little bit more. Makes it easier to work with these smaller areas. So what I want to do is actually kind see if I try to drag this over here. I mean, I guess I can turn off the magnet. That might help. Oops, and then drag this over a little bit. And what I try to do is try to make it so that the transition here is kind of about halfway over. So you've got half of it before and half of it after the new scene. And then if we come back, we can see, oops, here again, I'm just kind of yammering along. And now I've got this thing over the top that doesn't make a lot of sense. It's just now I've got this light flare that doesn't really transition very well. But if I come back over here, I can click on it. I can go into my blend mode up here, and I can say do a lighten, maybe, maybe not. No, I don't think lighten is going to work. Maybe screen. Oops. Let's see here. Okay, so that worked pretty well, but what I want to do is move this over just a little bit. And I'm in Adobe Premiere CC18, so I can actually just press Alt and hit my arrow over a few times, and it'll just move it a frame or two at a time. So then, that's a pretty clean transition there, going from me just yakking away there to the product reveal there. And then to transition out again, here's the product, and I'm showing that, and then right back into me being running my mouth. And again, that's not a great clean transition. So you can just, again, you can click it, press Alt, drag over to wherever you think will work, and then come back and play your video again. And for some reason that was a little choppy. Okay, so let's move that a little bit that way and see if we can't get that to, we're getting there. See if we can't get that to be a little cleaner. Oh, so you know what? I'm going the wrong way. What am I thinking here? So let's try that again. Oops, almost. Couple more frames, I think, and we'll have it. Oops, a little more. All right, so that's pretty good. You get the idea, I think, though. And the more you play with these, the more familiar you'll get with them, and you can get these really clean transitions for this kind of thing. But just to kind of give you an idea of some of this other stuff, let's see. Let's go into... Yeah, there we go. So again, for another example, let's scroll down here a little bit more. Got some more of these sitting here, and then let's talk about some of these like glitch transitions. Again, same process here, really. We'll put our marker there. We'll zoom in a little more. We'll drag that out a little bit. Again, we're going to probably want this to be on screen, so we'll go ahead and do this. We'll come back. Here I am just yakking away, and here we get kind of a bit of a transition there. Maybe not as great as we might want, so we can delete that. Let's try this one. Let's click, and again we'll do not a lighten. We want to do a screen there. So here let's back it up and give it a second here. Sometimes they've got to load. And you just get kind of a neat little glitch transition there. And again, if you wanted to, you could copy that and move it over to the end, and kind of get some neat in and out transitions. So it's not just a very abrupt thing there. The other thing that you can do, and I guess I should have pointed this out when we were here, if I take this back to normal, if I want to, I can move this around quite a bit. There's lots of room to play with this as I'm moving it back and forth. So if you wanted to, you could move this up, and you could move this over, and then we could put this back on lighten, and you get a completely different look and feel for the way that transition happens. Because these are 4K, you're going to have a better chance to, like I said, expand, contract, move these things around you could use just one of these effects a dozen different ways to give yourself more to work with, and different variations of what appears to be the same thing, because really it is. So I just wanted to take a minute to kind of show what that looks like. Again, post that link so that you guys can go in and download all of those files or any of the files that you think would be useful for you. Again, these are all free. There's a lot of files, and it would be really cool if you wanted to check those out. Again, link in the description if you want to do that. But yeah, just wanted to take a minute to kind of show you this really cool resource that I've been using for a long time. The free stuff is very limited in what you've got access to, but his paid stuff is amazing. So definitely go check out Rampant Design Tools with that link down below, and see what you can do to maybe add a little bit more flair to your edits. So guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. I wanted to say thanks for your time. Again, I always appreciate your support, and I'll talk to you in the next video.